We can apply styling to multiple HTML elements by just placing a single statement like this inside the style tag. But what if you have a certain paragraph and you want to style that paragraph differently from other paragraph? So that is really easy to achieve using classes and ID. So let's get rid of the content inside the style tab, and let's suppose I want this first paragraph, I want to change the color of this first paragraph to red. So for that, what I will do, I will use the class attribute to give this particular classes to this first paragraph, and inside the double quotes you have to provide a name to the class. So let's name its first para. You can give any name to this class. Now include the style tag. What we just have to put the name of the class on which we are applying to the style, and before the name we just have to put a dot symbol. So this is called as class selector. Okay, so we have selected a particular class on which we want to apply the styling. Now let's just put the key value where inside the curly braces. So I just want to change the color of this class to red. Let's just save it and refresh it. Okay, so you will notice that my first para text color has changed to red. So by using this concept, we can apply different styling to different paragraphs or different tags. Now a quick challenge for you. So can you just change the color of the second paragraph to green and also try to increase its size using the concept of classes? So just pause the video and go for it. I hope you managed that. So for that let's provide a class to the second paragraph, and we will name it a second para. Now inside our style tag, let's define the name of the class, the curly braces, and then we have to put the property that we want to change. So we want the color to be blue, and also what we want the font size to be 100 pixels. So we want this paragraph to become large in size. Let's just save it and refresh it. So you can see I have applied the second paragraph class to the second paragraph, and in the style section I have changed color of blue, and also I have increased the font size for the second para class. Now one more interesting thing, let's suppose if I have third paragraph which says this is some random text, and if I apply the second paragraph class to this third paragraph, so let's put a class attribute and let's put the second para class inside this third paragraph that we have just included. Let's just save it and refresh it. So you will notice that a same class we can apply to multiple tags. So the second para class was applied to the second paragraph also, where it can be applied to some other paragraph also, and it will do the same styling effect to the paragraphs that we apply these classes to. Okay, so now let's suppose I want to styling but with the help of the concept of IDs. Excellent. So we can apply styling to multiple HTML element by just single statement like this, which is placed under the style tag. But what if you want to certain paragraph to look different from other paragraph, and this can be achieved using the concept of ID and classes. So let's remove these styles, and let's suppose I want this first paragraph to look different from the other two. So I want to change the color of this paragraph to, let's say, orange. So for that, what I will do, I will use the classes attribute to provide a unique class to this particular paragraph. So inside these double quotes you can provide a name of the class. So let's name it is class 1. Now inside the style tag we have to write the name of the class on which we want to apply styling, and before the class name we have to put a full stop. So this is called as the class selector. So this will select and apply styling to a specific class name. Now let's put parentheses, and inside the parents we have to put the property name that we want to change. So we want to change the color, so we will change the color to orange. Let's just save it and refresh it. So you can see only the color of this text which is present in the first paragraph is changed using the concept of classes. Now let's say for this third paragraph I want to increase the size of this third paragraph. So for that, what I will do, I will just provide the unique class name to this third paragraph. So let's say class 3, and inside the style tag I will define the design for this class 3. So let's put the class 3 and we will change the font size property. So I will set the font size property as 100 pixel. Let's save it and refresh it. So unlike the internal CSS or the inline CSS where all the properties were changing, all the properties of specific tags was changing. Okay, so in the concept of classes and ID we can change or we can apply a styling to a specific paragraph tag or some specific tags. So I had applied these classes this class 3 to this third paragraph. So you can see only the size the third paragraph has changed. Now what if I want to apply this class 3 to this first paragraph, so that I can do easily by just putting a space and putting the name of the other class that I want to apply on this first paragraph. So now this first paragraph you can see two classes are applied. First one is class 1 which is used to change the color or orange of this first paragraph, and second I want to apply the class 3 which will change the size of the text of the first paragraph. Let's just save it and refresh it. So you can see on my first paragraph the size has changed to 100 pixel, and also the color has changed to orange because of these two classes which I have applied, and nothing changed in the second paragraph. And in the third paragraph only the size has increased because I have applied only the third class on this third paragraph. Now a quick challenge for you. So can you just change the color of this heading to pink and also increase the size using classes? So just pause the video and go for it. I hope you manage that. So for that we will just put a class attribute inside the h1 tag, and let's provide a name to this class. Let's say heading number 1. Now inside the styling tag I will just put the name of the class, and then I want to change the color to pink, and also I want to change the size to, let's say, 150 pixels. Let's just save it and refresh it. Okay, so the heading color has changed to pink and also the size has increased to 150 pixels. So this was how we can apply classes. Now let's see the concept of IDs. So the concept of IDs is pretty much similar to that of classes. So let me just remove all the classes from the tags. Okay, let's just save it and refresh it. So we are back to our HTML page and all the styling are removed from this web page. Now for applying IDs we just need to put a id attribute and provided a unique id to this particular h1. So let's name this id as id1. Then inside the style tag, like we did for classes, we have to for these ids, so we have to define the design for the specific ids. So instead of the dot symbol which we used in the class, we have to use a hash symbol for ids. So a hash symbol followed by the name of the id, then curly brackets, and inside these brackets we have to provide the property that we want to change. So let's change the color as red, and also I will change the size. So let's change the font size as 100 pixel. Let's save it and refresh it. So you can see by using the concept of id, I will be able to change the color of my h1 to red, and I I was able to increase the size of this h1 by 100 pixels. Now this question may come to your mind, that what is the difference between a class and id. So basically you can apply a single class to multiple tag on your web page, but id will be unique. So you can apply this id1 to this h1 tag only. You can't use this id1 on another tag, so this id will remain unique. Whereas a class, you can apply same class to multiple tags. Now this concept of classes and id we have going to use when we will move to JavaScript, where we will use this id or specific class to fetch some data or to change that using this concept of classes and ids. So I hope that concept of classes and ids is pretty much clear to you. Now let's suppose we have some extra text inside the paragraph 3. Okay, let's just save it and refresh it. Now what do I want to do is I want to change the color of this particular text on my paragraph. So for that we are going to use a tag which is called as span tag. So let me just copy this line and place it inside the span tag. So what actually this span tag does is it groups this text completely into one unit. So with the help of span tag, you can group this text into one unit, and you can apply some styling with the help of classes IDs. So inside the span tag, what I will do, I will just define a class or ID. So let's define a class which is called as text. Now inside the styling tag, we will define the design for our classes, and let's say we want to change the color to okay. So let's choose this option, save it and refresh it. So you will notice that this third paragraph, this particular line which is placed in between the span tag has changed, and with the help of these span tags you can just put some random text or some random section of the page into a single unit, and then you can apply some CSS using the concept of classes and IDs. So I hope the use of the span tag is pretty much clear to you. So in the next video we are going to start with the discussion about the property in details. So one by one we will discuss about each and every properties that can use to apply CSS on our web page. So we will see you in the next one.